There's a question in the Q&A.
Yeah.
Should I read?
Sure.
Do I read it?
Yeah, which one, just say who said it and which one you want to answer. Okay. And then it looks like Ian asked a question a long time ago, but it's 3:15 a.m. where he is. So maybe we'll get to that one later, but is there something specific in here that you want to answer?
Andy's question, have you or your friends witnessed attacks against Asians in our community since the shelter in place began? If not, what would you do if you were to witness it? I've seen it online at the ceremony. Yeah. It was really bad. If I was there, I would speak up, probably, like most likely speak up. Like if everybody else was yelling, I probably wouldn't. Like if they were yelling at him for like being like racist, I probably wouldn't because they got it. But I would just say I'd probably cuss at them. I wouldn't be like the best person to negotiate with them or something. But in the video, he was saying that, oh, you shouldn't be here. You caused all this and shit like that. Sorry. And like it was just really mean. Like I was like, what the heck? Like I couldn't believe it happened here in all places. Like because Daly City, like it's not that bad. Like to me at least.
And it's majority Asian. It's majority Asian community and like people of color. So hearing that is kind of weird for us because it is the majority people here are people of color. So hearing that from like people or like seeing that in our own like community is kind of weird because like it's type of way is like how can someone like come here and disrespect the Asian community when everyone here is like majority Asian and people of color. So it kind of shocks you in some type of way because we never seen it before. There were like this bad, but we all know it is here. It's kind of shocking.
Thank you for sharing. Again, the question is, have you or your friends witnessed attacks against Asians in our community since the shelter in place began? If not, what would you do if you were to witness it? And would anyone else like to answer before we go on to our next question?
I think that's a really important question, and it's interesting because we don't really have the answers. Like we've all been taught like conflict resolution and stuff like that, but just because there's such intensity, I was at the grocery store and people are like mad at each other and they're shaming people for not wearing masks. And like Mary says, it's all about love. So there's got to be a way to kind of like calm a situation, but I don't think a lot of us are trained in that, and especially now that's not coming through to the media. So if maybe one of the co-facilitators can really take this moment and give a tip to the students and all of us moving forward and the viewers at home. What would you do if you walked out in front of a grocery store and there was a gentleman yelling at, maybe an Asian family with 2 little kids, because there were stories like that in the news. So would you just keep your mask on and walk away? What could we do, Mary?
What could we do, Mary? Yeah.
You look like you wanted to talk. Sorry.
No, I was going to say maybe Andy might want to comment.
Yeah, we can give Andy superpowers.
Andy is on the line. He's on our school board. So thank you for coming on, Andy. Appreciate you.
Okay, let me find Andy's name if he's ready to go. Hopefully he has his guitar too.
Yeah, right.
All right, Andy's microphone is on.
Hey guys, thanks for taking the question. And thanks for the wonderful response. I just want to comment because I actually had there was somebody in a group text who actually referred to the virus as the Wuhan flu. And I was actually too stunned to even know how to respond myself. I was actually hoping to I actually wound up not responding via text and was hoping to see this individual in person, and I have not had the chance to do so because I don't think it's the type of thing that in my mind I can respond to via text, right? It's one of those things where in the right situation, I would want to be able to at least gently, hopefully, tell the individual why it was an inappropriate thing to say. So that's been the closest I've seen. But I know, and I respect what you guys are saying. I mean, we're fortunate that we live in a community that, for the most part, is pretty pretty respectful of each other. But these things do pop up, and the ignorance is around us much closer than we realize, unfortunately, especially in Pacifica. So
Thank you for sharing,
guys.
Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
I would just encourage you not to respond in anger. I like to think of anger as a stop sign. So if you feel yourself in a situation where you're getting angry, you're going to want to just take that stop sign. And I don't know if you have to hug the person or just like hug the family and take away
the person who's
yeah. Well, I guess you see with coronavirus, the usual thing would usually like to calm the situation, like, because sometimes people are in a, so.
Okay, when we're in quarantine, you can't like not respond angrily. Like you have to.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why it's easier to be angry than it is to give love. And that's why Mary pushes that so much. So.
And even like now, I've been very sheltered here in my beautiful little space, right? And so I feel it when I have to leave the house. I'm like, it's palpable out there. And so I just do, talk about love as much as I possibly can.
Just be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
That was a great question. Thank you, Andy. And thank you for sharing. Good to hear your voice.
Yeah.
Daily, what is it? Daily music, hashtag daily music on Facebook. Or music daily? Daily music. We'll figure it out. Okay, so are there any other questions, students, in there that you wanted to get to?
Yeah, I see a question here from Kevin that says, a year or two from now, what do you think we'll have learned in looking back on this pandemic regarding diversity, mental health, or other?
I think
Again, the question, oh, cool. Go ahead, Donnie.
No one say anything. It was
I think that was Kendall.
Kendall.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Donnie popped up on the screen. Sorry.
I think we'll definitely have learned a lot about both of them, but I think for me personally, just regarding my mental health, I'll have learned how to sort of calm myself down when I feel anxious, because I've definitely done a lot of that. Specifically, like I go to Oceana, so we have to do our senior exhibition presentations normally, and this year it was an option, and I decided that I wanted to do it, and I didn't realize how stressful that would make it for me, because I was do it like the next week when we went to school, but then I realized that I had like a month to do it, so I wanted it to be as it could be. So I was putting a lot of pressure on myself, and I was trying to get it as perfect as I could. So I was just really stressed out, but I just had to take like little moments out of my day just to like do things to try to like calm myself down. And I think that was really important for me, because I get stressed out all the time, and it's like an everyday sort of. So I think it was really important for me to have enough time to actually like sit down with it and just realize what I could do to like help it get less.
Going off what Kendall said, like during this pandemic, I had a lot of time to think to myself, which is, I'm an overthinker, which is horrible. And I was like, it is not normal for for me to be okay, like with my like life that's going on right, like in the past years, because every single year since 8th grade, somebody that's been close to me has died, and I've been okay with it until like realizing, oh, that's why I'm so effed up in the head, Like I finally realized that like my whole family's effed up because of that, and I didn't realize that it wasn't normal until somebody told me it wasn't normal, So yeah, I just thought, me and my sister laughed about it yesterday. It was kind of funny to me though.
Thanks.
Oh, and also regarding like when we go back, like regarding diversity, like I feel like there's still going to be, not to go on negatives, but I feel like there's still going to be ignorant people out there saying stuff like, oh, it's the Chinese virus, shit like that. Like, like I feel like there's still be ignorant people out there. And even with all this education going around, they'll still stay ignorant, and you just have to hope that the next generation is better than this, like the last few. It's usually in the last generation, it's not usually in my generation, but like the one before, because I don't even know why. But like we just have to hope that they don't pass that kind of thinking and that kind of ignorance on to the next generation. Because like it's all about how you grow up thinking and stuff.
Would you
like
say that you should be the change?
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. Cool. Does anyone else want to take a crack at that? A year or two from now, what do you think you'll have learned looking back on all this?
Okay.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I think it's just like Iman said, I've been kind of reflecting on, my past and things that I've been through and kind of, because I like to keep myself busy and such and kind of, not think about things that have happened, because I just want to move forward. But I think it's good to kind of look back on stuff that's happened and kind of be like, wow, I've been through that, you've been through that, people have just been through that. And I know that right now is a crazy time for a lot of people, but I think that during this time, I feel like a lot of people are kind of reflecting on things as well. And so maybe in like some, weird little silver lining thing, people hopefully look back on things that have happened and kind of take the time to really think through them.
That's a good point, and it actually answers Brandon's question. What are some silver linings or unexpected positives that have come from the coronavirus? And then I want to make sure we get to Ian's. So if someone wants to take a crack at this, in what ways do you think you'll come out of this ordeal stronger? Jen, do you want to take that one?
Oh, yeah, sure. I think I'm going to become stronger with this because...
I like your microphone. Is that a paintbrush?
Yeah.
You are creative.
So I think I'm going to become stronger with this, like, ordeal because, like, yeah, I had to, like, adjust to, like, a lot of things, like doing school online. I think with this, like, I'm going to learn, like, more to, like, how to, like, kind of be by myself and, like, not depend on others, like, like getting notes and stuff. But also, like, doing things on my own. Like, I'm not going to always have, like, lunch there for me. Like, I have to make it myself. But also at the same time, like, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I have to be, like, kind of, like, independent. But also, like, I shouldn't. Like, I'm not going to, like, kind of, like, not do anything. Because, like, I've been through a lot already. Like, this year was just kind of, like, crazy. So, like, there's more to come. And, like, I shouldn't, like, just kind of stay in the past, but like just move forward. And that's it.
Nice.
How are we doing on time? Do we want to take any more questions or do we want to move on to...
We might be able to take one more question, but then also, Lalo, maybe we can shave a little time off of yours so that the youth can have a chance to respond.
Oh, you're going to shave Lala's time? Wow.
Yeah, of course. No worries.
I'm pretty sure Mary talked for 30 more seconds than we let her in the rehearsal. Lalo is the glue that keeps us together.
Not all of it.
Okay.
The reason why more time is because I didn't expect such good questions.
Yeah, this has been great. It's a lot better with other people, right?
Yeah.
I was actually hoping we could answer Brandon's question.
Yeah.
For me personally, some like silver linings or unexpected positives that had come from this is I get to spend more time with my dad specifically because I'm moving with my mom. So I'm not going to be like living with him anymore. So it's been kind of hard for me to like accept that. But I think it's definitely easier for me now that, today I'm going over to his house and I'm staying there until we move, like until we leave in 2 weeks. So I think it's been really helpful for me to like actually get that time with him that I wouldn't have gotten if I was going to school or like not being at home all the time. And he's going to like take time off this week so that we can actually spend that extra time together. So that's definitely something that I'm happy about with this going on.
Oh my God, a really good question just popped up by Nicole Ortega. I think I said that right. After seeing how our government is handling this pandemic, are you motivated to vote when you are legally able? I'm not going to vote. I'm going to run. Okay? Yeah, not for president, but like, that's my sister's job. I don't want to do that. It's too hard.
Your sister's president?
She's going to be.
Run.
Nice.
I'll be like her vice or something.
Sweet. You can host her webinars.
I'll do both. I'll vote and run.
Nice.
Yeah. What am I thinking?
I'm definitely gonna vote, but it's not just because of what's been happening with the pandemic and like how the government's been handling it. But I took I don't know what it was. What was this year's humanities tech? I don't know, but whatever it was, Miss Peters.
In government.
Yeah, Miss Peters the whole time was just talking about how important it is for us to vote, and hearing her say that like consistently and like explaining all the reasons why, it definitely motivated me even more. Because I already, when I got my permit, you had to fill out like, do you want to pre-register to vote? And I was like 15. I had no clue what that even meant, but I was like, yeah, sure. So it definitely just helped me feel like my vote does matter. And it is important that everyone votes.
Also, the fact that I would be voting for like things that people who aren't able to vote, like immigrants who aren't able to vote, like or like register for voting. I would take their opinion into account and see what makes it better for them. You know, because I feel like it's not fair to them because they're they're voluntarily taking the jobs that we don't want to do, and like they're doing it for us basically. And like we should be able to open our mind to like letting them share their opinion in the first place. And like I don't even know why it's just a big problem. Like I don't know why people don't have hearts, you know.
Hey, Iman, let me know when you want to start your campaign. Okay, I got you.
I might know a few people.
Right.
Okay, sweet. So since I talked too much, sorry. I got everyone started, but we have about 15 to 20 minutes left probably. Cool. So
and I also just want to plug in. I want to plug in that for young people in San Mateo County, you can pre-register at 16 years old, so you don't have to wait till you're 18. You can pre-register at 16, and then you automatically become registered at 18. So that's something like a lot of young people aren't aware of. So if you know anyone that that is not of age, they can start doing that now. So thank you all for your comments and thoughts on how this has really influenced you to be more civically engaged. It's super important.
Totally.